Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and welcome to the temple. So good to have you with us. We begin our service singing Hinei Matov Umanaim, how good and how pleasant it is to be here together, welcoming the Shabbat together.
שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. How good it is, how sweet it is, to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is, to be together on this day. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Hinei ma tov umanayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov umanayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
It's my pleasure to invite Rabbis Rooks and Rapport and their family to lead us with the blessing over the candles and the fruit of the vine. We turn to page 2 for the blessing over the candles.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. You match.
Blessings we got. Candles.
So James gets more screen time.
Baruch atah Adonai,
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who houses us with this vote, commanding us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei b'riah gafen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, b'ratzavanu,
Shabbat
Kosho, Be'ahava u'ratzon hinchilanu, zikaron le'maaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom zechiyah le'ikra זכר בציון מצרים. כי אנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת עם כל העמים. ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. Amen.
Shabbat Shalom and thank you. We turn now to page 20 to welcome the Sabbath bride as we sing together Lecha Dodi. As we turn to page 28 for the Baruch. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, the ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, forcefully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzvaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch Ata Adonai, Ama'ariv Aravim. We turn to page 34 for the calling of the Shema.
Baruch Shem Kivod.
Please be seated. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. And these words which I command you on this day shall be in your heart, shall be in your heart. Unto your children, speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise. Bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be a symbol between your eyes. Write them on the doorposts of your house, and upon your gates, and upon your gates. Teach them faithfully unto your children. Speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise, and when you rise.
We turn now to page 40 to sing the same song our ancestors sang as they were crossing the Sea of Reeds, Mi Chamocha.
Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Mi kamocha bailim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef eleh.
Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch ata Adonai, הפורס סוכת שלום, עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים.
Malikutecha, Shamri, 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 Shabbat, Vikore, Anek Shabbat, Yismechu v'Malikutecha, Shamri, 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 Shabbat, Vikore, Anek Shabbat. Mikarishi, Shiri, Shabbat, Kulam yisbiu, v'yitangu mituvecha, Shabbat, yismechu v'malikutecha, Shamri, 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 Shabbat, Vikore, Anek Shabbat, Yismechu v'malikutecha, Shamri, 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 Shabbat, Vikore, Anek Shabbat, V'hashvi Ratzito bo v'gitosh to Shabbat, Chimdod yomim, Oto karata Shabbat, Yismechu v'malikutecha, Shamri, 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 Shabbat, Vikore, Anek Shabbat, Yismechu v'malikutecha, Shamri, 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 Shabbat, Vikore, Anek Shabbat. Zechi Lima'ase v'rishit Shabbat, Zechi Lima'ase v'rishit Shabbat, Yismechu v'malikutecha, Shamri, 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 Shabbat, Vikore, Anek Shabbat, Yismechu v'malikutecha, Shamri, 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 Shabbat, Vikore, Anek Shabbat.
We rise for the tefillah on page 46.
Adonai, Ananana sfatai tita, Ananana ufi agid, ufi agid ilatecha, Ananana Adonai, Ananana sfatai tita,
ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, God of our fathers and mothers, God of Abraham, God of Isaac, and God of Jacob, God of Sarah, God of Rebekah, God of Rachel, and God of Leah, the great, mighty, and awesome God, transcendent God, who bestows loving kindness, creates everything out of love, remembers the love of our fathers and mothers, and brings redemption to their children's children for the sake of the divine name. Sovereign deliverer, helper, and shield, blessed are you, Adonai, Sarah's helper, Abraham's shield. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, ve'ezrat Sarah. You are forever mighty, Adonai, you give life to all. You cause the wind to shift and rain to fall. You sustain life through love, giving life to all. Through great compassion, supporting the fallen, healing the sick, freeing the captive, keeping faith with those who sleep in the dust. Who is like you, source of mighty acts? Who resembles you, a sovereign who takes and gives life, causing deliverance to spring up and faithfully giving life to all? Blessed are you, Adonai, who gives life to all. Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Please be seated as we turn to page 61 for the blessing for Shalom. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, or eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamvarech et amo Yisrael bashalom.
Shalom Ra Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Ra Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Yotom Al-Kador Likol HaShalom. Yotom Al-Kador Likol HaShalom. Shalom Ra Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Ra Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. V'tov b'einecha livarech et amcha Yisrael. B'kol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
We all need healing and courage and strength in our lives, in the life of everyone that is dear to us. The Mishe Berach, the prayer for courage and strength and healing, is on page 253.
This week, we complete the reading of the book of Exodus. It is an end of sorts, beginning just as well. Just as this Shabbat marks both an ending and a beginning in our own days. The tale of our exodus from slavery has been completed, but the story of our ongoing journey to freedom has just begun. There's a phrase we say when we read the last words of each of the books of the Torah, Chazak, Chazak, v'nit chazek, be strong, and we shall be strengthened. It's a tradition. But what does it mean? There's a Hasidic tale about a student who came to his Rabbi and said, "For 30 years, I've been devoting myself to the study of Torah, and still I feel no closer to God." His Rabbi replied, "Perhaps God cannot see you while you study and pray by yourself and for yourself alone." The Rabbi pointed to a phrase which appears many times in this week's Torah portion, Kol Adat B'nai Yisrael, which means all the community of the children of Israel. The Rebbe explained, if the Torah was meant to convey only the simple meaning of the text, then these four words could just as easily be conveyed by one, Yisrael. And yet, again and again in the Parsha, the Torah extends the phrase to read all the community of the children of Israel. Surely these words were not written to be wasted. In the first sentence of the Torah portion, we're taught, Vayakhel Moshe et kol adat b'nei Yisrael. And Moses assembled all the community of the children of Israel to sanctify the Sabbath and to make it a tradition among our people for the generations to come. Moses did not merely write these words and leave them in a book. He gathered all the community of the children of Israel to hear these words together. And so these words became our own. And so we celebrate the Sabbath still this day. On Shabbat, now set in time, we needed now a place to worship our God, a place which would reside in the center of our camp and in the center of our hearts. Moses did not merely call on the artist Bezalel and command him to build the tabernacle. God did not miraculously create and reside the tabernacle within our midst. Rather, the Torah teaches us, Vayomer Moshe el kol adat b'nei Yisrael, and Moses spoke to all the community of the children of Israel and called upon them all to bring free will offerings of gold or silver or brass, fine fabrics and wood, in order to build the tabernacle together so that their house of God would belong to them all. And so they did. And so we do, building together sanctuaries for our God in every place and in every age, still until this day. And when Moses had completed speaking, we learn, Vayetzu kol adat b'nei Yisrael, and all the community of Israel went forth, and together they did the work of creating God's holy place in their midst. These words of Torah are written to remind us that when we work with others, we can come to appreciate our own wholeness and our own self-worth. When we engage with others, we can come to appreciate our own strengths and how the strengths of others can complement our own. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek. Be strong, and we shall be strengthened. It was 1 year ago that we began offering these live stream services, gathering together via YouTube and Facebook Live in response to the pandemic, which has claimed now 500,000 American lives and more than 2.5 million worldwide. Our exodus from this plague is not yet complete. We mourn the losses still and give thanks for those who have struggled and survived, recovering from the illness and enduring the seclusion of our lives in practical and personal terms. But with vaccines rolling out and wider circles of our population, we can begin to see the light of freedom in our future. And still, we recognize that we would not be standing here today without the work of many hands and minds and hearts who have carried us together along this journey. We give thanks to them all, scientists and doctors, nurses and medical workers of every kind, the essential workers who have stood on the front lines of this pandemic, helping us to keep food on our tables and warmth in our homes and connections to one another through ribbons of light to a world still in need of our care and concern amidst this lockdown. And we as a congregation have endured. Thanks to the support of you all, the dedication of our remarkable staff, and our collective commitment that the light of Torah and the warmth of our faith will continue in even the most trying of times. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek. Be strong, and we shall be strengthened. Our times have changed. Our challenges may be different as well. But the lesson of the Torah remains. We are still Kol Adat B'nai Yisrael, all the community of the children of Israel. And we are stronger together for ourselves, for each other, and for the building of a better world. May the work of our hands be blessed. May the work of our hands bring blessing. Amen.
Oh, guide my steps and help me find my way. I need your shelter now. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps and help me make this day a song of praise to you. Rock me in your arm and guide my steps. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Oh, guide my steps and help me find my way. I need your shelter now. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps and help me make this day a song of praise to you. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps. Oh, guide my steps, Ufros aleinu, Ufros aleinu. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps.
We rise as we turn to page 283 for the Aleinu. We read together as we go to the ark. Let us adore the ever-living God and render praise unto you, who spreads out the heavens and established the earth, whose glory is revealed in the heavens above, and whose greatness is manifest throughout the world. You are our God, there is none else. We continue on page 287. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding, loved each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity, cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד ושמו אחד. It has been said Adonai will be sovereign over all the earth. On that day Adonai
Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people, whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation, whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. On this Shabbat, we remember especially John A. D'Angelo, Shirley Tanchester-Rees, and William Weinstein, Maurice Katz, Yaakov Yusim, Jerome Eldorf, Martha Gilbert, Samuel Young, Herman Pure, Lina Feynman, Gabe Belker, Marian Morgulen, Feder Benjamin, Carl N. Victor, Hattie Grossman, Dolly Burke, Dan Bick, Ruth Kronisch, Doris Heller, Alice K. Hill, Estelle Berkowitz, Paula Ungeleider, Brooke Miller, Basha Rapport Cohen, Maurice Mo Feinberg, Dorothy Joseph, Robert Axelrod, Benjamin Bellman, Samuel Traeger, Lee Gladstein, Sarah Edelstein, Charles Edelstein, Marshall Traeger, Hazel Markowitz, Berta Weiskopf, Oskar Hermann Steinberg, Joseph Myers, Rosemary Markowitz, Charles Lees, Arthur Friedman, Harold Berg, Sylvia Becker, Brianna Taylor, Douglas Knopp, in recent days, Joan Carter. We think of our loved ones, whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. And with the blessed memories of our loved ones in our hearts, We rise as we turn to page 294 for the Mourner's Kaddish. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועל מה דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהא שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעולמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. זיכרונם לברכה. May the memory of our loved ones come to be a blessing and a benediction to us all. Amen. Our closing song is Oseh Shalom.
Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Israel, ve'imiru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Israel, ve'imiru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Israel, ve'imiru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Israel, ve'imiru amen. Ve'imiru amen.
יהי רצון מלפניך, אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אמותינו, שתוליכנו לשלום ותשמחנו לשלום. May it be your will, Adonai our God and God of our ancestors, that we are guided on the paths of shalom, of wellness and wholeness and peace, and that you always protect us from all harm and evil on our journey. Bless the work of our hands and grant us grace, loving kindness, and compassion in your eyes, in the eyes of everyone who sees us. Adonai Shalom, bless us with a Shabbat of Shalom. Shalom to our bodies, to our minds, to our souls. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.